I was going to tell a ghost story, but my lantern's dying out. And what would I tell? You ever feel a cat jump on your bed while you're sleeping? I have. I wrote that to this group that I'm in, and I had asked somebody, because they were bringing it up, did anybody ever feel that? A cat jumping on your bed? I have. Even when my cats were still alive. Otto and Gomez, And I felt that. It's really strange. And it can be scary. I used to feel that when I was in the kitchen, a cat rubbing against me while I'm doing the dishes, and I look down, and it'd be nothing there. And maybe there's just past cats that used to live here. But I have seen doppelgangers. I have seen Autumn. Well, I seen an orange cat in the kitchen, but it wasn't Autumn. And it's like a blink of an eye. I've seen a black cat. We used to all see a black cat in the other house we lived in down the street, down the road. But here I've seen a black. I haven't seen that black cat since Gomez went missing. Yeah, so I see spirit animals. I see them. And Gomez and Autumn used to cry. And as long as they don't hiss, I don't take it as a bad thing. When their back goes up and they're hissing, it's a bad spirit. But they have not ever done that. Thank God. Gomez did wake me up one time. He did one time. He was crying. And he took a little black paw, his little black jelly beans, and he kept patting my lips, my mouth, until I woke up. And the boys always slept with me, Salem, Autumn, and Gomez. And I remember waking up and I'm seeing bright lights on behind the window. I saw light flashes. And they're spirits. You ever see orbs? I've seen orbs with my own eyes. I have seen them. I have a video of one. I showed a lot of people. I believe I have it on my YouTube channel. I've seen them. I've seen two of them frolicking. I feel like I sensed who they were, though. I just wanted to share that. I mentioned that a spirit woman came to me with her soft voice when I was 4 years old, and she told me we had Chinese in the family, and I didn't finish that. And decades later, my aunt Maureen came to visit back in 2008, I believe, and she got to talking, and she said, "Oh, do you know that Mama's great-great-grandmother's Chinese?" And I was like, wow. I seen that. I seen it in some of the relatives, Puerto Rican, but they Chinese looking. Well, they had Chinese slaves in Puerto Rico too. Nobody really talks about that. But my great-great-great-great-grandmother was Chinese. And she was a Chinese slave in the island of Puerto Rico. I mean, we're all talking about it now, Native Americans mixed with the Mexicans, mixed with the Puerto Ricans, mixed. We have more Taino than the Dominicans. Dominicans have more African. So I've been, learning a lot about this. I've always been onto this since I was a kid. When a young black man approached me on Park Street, I must have been 9 years old, and he asked if we were really Spanish. I already knew what he was thinking. And I told him the truth. I said, no, we're not Spanish, we're Puerto Rican. And I've been onto that because, a lot of people say, oh, well, you don't look Puerto Rican. Yeah. Well, obviously, you've never been to Puerto Rico. So you go over there, you see all shades of Hispanic, so whatever. And so learning this right now is just like exciting because I was already onto it. Black people even know that black people speak Spanish. My mother's boyfriend, he was from Puerto Rico, and he was black, and he spoke Spanish. But it just never clicked. And I remember black people freaking out in the north end of Hartford, like, oh my God, that black guy's speaking Spanish. I must have been 7. And, yeah, Puerto Rican. But they didn't know about that. So, can't erase history, and it's good to know it.